Hello again. Okay, so part two to the friction lab, and there'll probably be a part three, and I'll show you how to use the graphing software that's on your computer and create a graph. But we had already talked about the lab, and you already have your data. And then on the second page, it's going to ask you right here in this question to make a graph. And they give you a website. It's called Create a Graph. And you have to play with it a little bit to understand how to use it. And like I said, I will do a screencast that kind of shows you how to troubleshoot that. Some people, you just play with it and eventually you get it. And you're going to actually upload that. You're going to save it to your desktop. So you're not going to print it. You're just going to save your graph to your desktop. And you're going to upload it onto Canvas for this assignment. The very first assignment is going to be this lab. Okay. All right, so when it's asking you to do a graph, one of the things it's going to ask when you're making a graph, it has to have a name, certain components to making a graph. The second thing it has to have is a y-axis, which is up and down here, and an x-axis, which you all have worked with before. The question is, what data do you put on the y-axis and which data do you put on the x-axis? You will put the dependent variable. Okay, you have to go back to the first video and figure out what's the dependent variable will go on the y-axis. The x-axis data will be the independent variable. This is always true. You're going to be using a bar graph because line graphs, which is the other type of graph that you can use, deals with things that happen over time. That's the bell. And nothing's happening over time here. But if time is ever a factor, then you use a line graph. Circle graphs are used for percentages. But with this graph, you figure out what your dependent variable is. You'll put it on this side, those values, and then your independent down here. Easy way to remember this is it spells die. So D and then I, so just die. Go ahead and make your graph on Create a Graph. If for some reason you absolutely can't figure it out, you may create one on graph paper or by hand, and then you can upload it to me by taking a picture. So in the end, you'll take a picture of your actual paper, and you will submit it that way. Do not forget that there are if you use this form, that there are 3 questions at the end that you must answer, and think about them, because I grade these pretty hard. And if you're using the version of this that is already on Canvas on your lesson, which is on the last page of the lesson, that's fine too. You will still create a graph, and you will still, those directions are still the same. Okay, good luck. You can message me, you can email me if you have any questions whatsoever at all, and I hope this was helpful. Okay, bye.